Hello there, and welcome to my stream. My name is Mark Takeshi Ota, I think I remembered, and I am the voice actor of Ryunosuke Naruhodo, which some of you may already know, because that's why you're here. And who am I, and what have I done with Mark is the big question in the room. And it is just facial hair, okay? It is not my whole persona. It is not my whole character. I am still the same person. Trust me. And I am here. See, I sound the same. If you just pretend this is not existing, then I am still the same person, I believe. I think. Oh, we got another first-time chat. I always love it when there's first-time chats because it means new people are finding me, or maybe lurkers are finding the courage to just say hi. So, hi, Robin Omni. Very nice to see you and have you. And something already happened here. Oh, a new follower, Lysander1812. Thank you for following. The mustache is gone. No, the mustache. Some of the mustache will grow back out. This is not my new me. And it's all good. It's all good. Don't panic, everyone. Okay? It's just facial hair. It's fine. It's fine. Oh, I just realized I'm kind of slightly floaty. I don't like that. I'm gonna change myself to not floaty. How do I do that? Here. Boom, 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 boom. Ah, see, I've attached to the bottom now. Very good, very good. Oh, Lysander 8. Oh, Poggy Pocket! You're so sweet. Gift subs. Thank you so much. We have confetti for Poggy Pocket and balloons. Balloons for Poggy Pocket. I shall make a balloon song at some point. You're so kind. Too kind, Poggy Pocket. So lovely to have you all here. There's already been so many chats about my mustache, so I didn't quite see all of who you're here. All of you who are here. But yeah, we got Poggy Pocket, obviously, starting a hype train already. We only just got started. Bam! Thumbs up for that. And we've got my wonderful mods in the house, Tysa and El Carlin, and maybe the other ones, maybe Noodle and Kitchen will join, maybe not, and that's okay. That's okay. Players' Choice Award, Wukong won indeed at the Game of the Year Awards, and it's been an exciting week. Chat, does it say playing? No, does it say it's? Wait, hold on. Did I not change it properly? Oh shit! I thought I've changed it. I did the embarrassing thing again. Oh my god. Voice of Ryunosuke plays Great Ace Attorney. Oh my god. And we're at number... I thought I did it all. Number 12. I'm so embarrassed again. Great Ace Attorney. See, I need to have a checklist. I need to have a checklist of what I do before. Great Ace. Wait, how do I Great Ace? No, not tags. Where's the game? Okay, pro gamer mode. Yeah, I've done that. Okay, great. Sorry, everyone. Confusing beginning, but that's all good. We're all here, and I'm sorry if you were here for Wukong. You can stay around for a little bit of Great Ace Attorney. Or you can come back when I do Wukong. It's because the mustache is gone. I've lost my mojo. Is it changed now? Does it update it? I don't know how these things function. Let me go on Twitch myself and check. It's updated now. Okay. Thank you for reminding me. But you know what? Great Ace Attorney is a fun old game. So if you want to come and join me for that, then that would be great. Right. Speaking of housekeeping and keeping things in check and staying on track, what did I want to say? I have set up a little chatbot that just says a few things every 30 minutes. And you can wave at me when it works, because I have no idea if it does. But basically, it was just a little reminder to not backseat too much, which hasn't happened that much on Great Ace Attorney. But just like to not spoil it for others that haven't played the game, and also for Wukongos the same, just so that I can experience the game and people that have not experienced the game before can experience it with me. And that's kind of what this is all about, isn't it? And for me to do silly voices and embarrass myself in public. That's also what it is about. And we can all laugh about that because that's fun. Oh yeah, there's a Soseki emote as well. Exactly, from shit, who made that? Was it Nifty? Oh my god. Was it Nifty? Oh my god, I'm so sorry if you're in the chat and I forgot. This week has been so confusing and I'm embarrassed now. Who do I credit for that? I'm trying to look who it was. Was it Nifty or was it someone else? I think it was someone else. Oh, it was in my Twitter mentions. I'll have to go back and do that. I'm sorry if you're watching and you feel like I've forgotten you, but I haven't. It's just that my brain is not so good sometimes. How was my mystery thing? Oh, I did do a little murder mystery on Wednesday, and it went very well, and I had a great time, and I looked very, very suave, I think. So it was a good time. Do you know hype chest? I can open a hype chest. Share. What happened? Such strong hype chain level 2 complete. Thank you. Choo choo. Oh, this is new. This is a new emote I have right here, down here. Excellent. Yes. So that is what I wanted to say. And if my wonderful mods remind you of those things, it doesn't mean that you're a bad person. It doesn't mean that you've done something incredibly wrong. It's just a little reminder, because we all forget sometimes, you know? Sometimes I do the same. If I like watch a stream and like, oh, go do this, do that, or something, and then they don't see it, which is like sometimes what happens when you play a game. You don't always see everything that happens in the chat. So yeah, that is my little housekeeping note. But I am very excited to continue exploring case number 4. Oh, look, I cut myself a little bit. I had to put a little plaster on because I cut myself. Isn't that sad? But it's okay. I shall survive, just about. It wasn't a deep cut. Pools, Marshall. Oh yeah, I had to shave. I'm sorry. It was for a job. Please don't all hate me. Please, I'm still the same person, and I need love. What? TMI. Here, my face disappears. There we go. All fine. I'll have a cool scar. No, this is not enough to... I have another scar on my arm, though, when I went through a window. You can't really see. Can you... Wait, I can't bend that way. I don't know. Anyway, this is enough of my silly shenanigans. But... My brain has short-circuited for a moment. Yes, anyway. Hello, you all. Wonderful people. People chatting. People lurking. People watching on YouTube also sometimes, which is very exciting for me. And like and subscribe and leave a comment below is always what they say, right? For the algorithm. So that the algorithm finds me and finds you to find me, or something like that. Anyway, are we all excited to continue the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles? I am. So I shall press the big button that makes it start. Boom. Oh, and I have to make myself small, because I sometimes forget that, because I'm a silly boy. Here we go. Am I okay? El Carlin, thank you for asking. I think I'm okay. I just sometimes go a little loopy in the brain. But it's all fine. Brain short-circuiting as expected. Exactly. What am I drinking? It's just a good old cordial. But actually, this this now is oh, thank you, Windham, for jumping in to congratulate. I really appreciate that. But this is actually now not just orange cordial. This is orange and mango cordial, which I have to say is superior to just orange. It's delicious. Going through a window. Oh no, this was just when I was like 15 or something. I didn't go through a window. It was just my arm that went through a window, and it's healed up. So it's a more than 20-year-old scar. So we're all good. We're all good. Okay. I remember last time we met Soseki-San. And I know I don't really look like him anymore, but we are ready to continue. Start playing from the save game data. Oh, I have another thing I wanted to say. I make myself big again. Hold on. Here we go. Pro moment. I have also, because I had last time my little Arnold accent and Arnold attack, balloon point, channel point reward. And I think I've done it now that it's just once for each. Right? Arnold accent is for one character. Arnold attack is when everybody becomes Arnold. But I've done, there's only one of each per stream. And also, I reserve the right to delay any Arnold accents if I feel like it is not appropriate to the situation. So Arnoldification, as it shall be henceforth known, is, there might be moments that are too emotional for me to Arnoldify. But I may do it anyway. But let's see. Let's see how it goes. I just don't want it to be abused to ruin a good moment. That's all I wanted to say. But I'm sure none of you would do that because you're all amazing. And I love you all. Balloons! And become small. Boom. Very understandable. Thank you very much. I love it when I'm understandable as opposed to not understandable. The value of comedic timing, indeed. Okay. Now, we've spoken to Soseki-san already, and we've had him answer all our questions. So we don't have anything to present. We don't have anything to examine. We're going to go to another place, which is Briar Road. Everybody's commenting on my shit. It was just for some work, guys and gals and everyone in between. It was just to for some work that basically is very officey, and I needed to shave for it. And as much as I'm obviously rich and famous, as you all know, that's why you're here. A little bit of more richdom and famousdom is good. So when I get the work, I'll take it. I hope everybody senses my sarcasm. I am not rich. Just to be clear on that. Yay. 19th of February, Briar Road. My upper lip's so cold. So cold. Ooh, there's a broken bike. Ooh, screwed that up. Party at Mark's mansion. Oh gosh, I wish, more like Mark's room. No, we don't have a party there. That's not appropriate. Anyway, Ryunosuke, so this is where it happened. Briar Road. Susato. Susato. She's still from California, isn't she? Oh, look, Mr. Naruhodo. Oop. Look at that regulation metal helmet. It's unmistakable. The men of Scotland Yard are here. They're investigating as we speak. That is their job, But Mr. Naruhodo, to see one with my own eyes. Oh my god. They're often depicted in the adventures of Sherlock Holmes, but I've never... Oh, Sherlock Holmes, but I'd never dreamed I'd ever come this close. To a real Bobby's helmet. Oh my god. A Bobby's helmet. What? The helmet? Hey Noodle, good to have you. Never late, always just on time. Always just on the time that you've meant to. I'm like low in my thinking. Why am I low in the... Okay, this is better. I prefer this. I'm gonna put my seat higher. Boom. Okay. Wait, what is it? What is it? Gandalf, isn't it? A noodle is never late. A noodle is always... No, wait. A noodle always arrives precisely when he means to. That's right. Of course. I have to try one on one day. Wait, what are we trying? Oh, a Bobby's helmet. I don't think you're supposed to. Well, I hope your Hattie dream comes true. Oh, wait, what did Gregson sound like again? Gregson? Oh, he was a dude, wasn't it? Yo, what's the Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, it was the Mario, right? It's me, Mario. Wait, we have to look that up again. It's me, Mario. Wait, is that... No, is it... It's... No, not Mario. Wait, what was the reference again? Hello, Mario? Oh, it was Luigi, wasn't it? Hello, Mario. Hello, Mario. Wait. Is it coming up? Is it... I don't have the... Wait, what's the reference? I can't find it anymore. Okay, this is the wrong video. This is not what I found last time. I forgot. It's fine. He's just a dude, isn't he? He's just a bro. Yo. What's a Japanese delegation doing here? Oh, Inspector Gregson. This isn't on the tourist trail, as I'm fairly sure you're well aware. Yes, of course. We're here to investigate. So you've been to the hold-in cells, then? What do you make of the criminal? He's not a criminal, as you put it, Inspector. He's a suspect. Huh. Well, you'll see about that. You Japanese like to stick together, I suppose. God, we have a little bit of xenophobia again, did we? Well, do what you will. It doesn't bother me. The bloke's in court tomorrow, whatever happens, and the verdict's a foregone conclusion. The stone-cold air of rejection. Take heart. Take heart. London at this time of year is full of stone-cold air. That makes it worse somehow. Are we conversing with Gregson? All right. Tell me about Scotland Yard, Inspector. Ever since I read about it in The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, I've been fascinated by the place. The Yard is the most sophisticated policing organization you'll find anywhere in the world, ma'am. Oh, and you know, I've always dreamed of wearing a real Bobby's helmet. Oh my God. I have to keep saying, oh my God, to get back in the accent. It doesn't make them look the part. Seeing that policeman there with his helmet on. I think Ryunosuke is our only, straight man in this, isn't it? Everybody else is just mad. You certainly get the sense that this man is a man who will take no nonsense in his duty of protecting the city. Woo! We've got kitchen in the house. We've got a full house of mods. Booyakasha! I got the Japanifornia down. Japanifornia. That's right. Speaking of California, I'm going to be in California next month in LA. So if any of y'all are around, come see me at what is it called? Megabyte Nation. Boom. My second con. It'll be exciting. Gregson, being a Oh, this is good. Yeah, being a London Bobby is hard going, I can tell you. Yeah, London Bobby. Sound exactly like it. Oh, really? First thing in the morning, you know what he does? Goes round and rouses all the laborers on his beat so they can get off to work. Bobby. What? He wakes people up? Yep. raps on their windows with a long pole. Did it myself. Going back a bit. I'm sorry. I had no idea. Yeah, Bobby works for the people of the town. It's just another one of his duties. I'm sorry, I'm a bad brain. After that, he starts tirelessly patrolling the streets all day long. He has to cover 20 miles a day. That's the regulation distance. I can't really imagine how far that is, but it sounds like a long way. Let me see. Oh, she got her iPhone out. Her iPhone book. 20 miles. That's approximately the distance from Tokyo to Yokohama. On foot? That's definitely taking things a step too far. When it gets dark, of course he has the important job of lighting all the gas street lamps. Oh my. Ooh, we already... Okay, Moonraj, you have to tell me who you want to become Arnold. You have to pick, because this is the one-person Arnold accent. And I suppose in between all of those duties, Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. Wait, I need to know who you Moonraj. You need to pick one, and if you don't pick one, everybody else gets to pick one. Who's gonna be Arnold? Oh, there we go. Gregsy's gonna be Arnold. Yeah. Okay. And I suppose in between all of those duties. Oh wait, who is it? Ryunosuke. My brain's getting confused. Bobbies are expected to investigate cases as well. And chase after criminals trying to evade the law. I'm not sure you got it in between exactly. More alongside, but yes. They're expected to handle those jobs as well. We do have men keeling over from time to time, I admit. I'd always dreamt of wearing one of those helmets, as I said. But it's with a heavy heart that I shall have to relinquish that dream to you, Mr. Naruhodo. Your heavy heart will be my heavy head if you do. Oh, okay, what else he's got to say? It happened at around 5 in the evening 2 days ago. I was just there on that open bit of pavement. The victim, a young woman, was stabbed with a blade from behind. Is it right that the lady is still unconscious now? You mentioned that she's being treated in hospital. I never said she was a lady. Truth is, unless she comes around pretty smartish, we won't be able to find out much about her at all. I suppose that means they haven't been able to take a statement from her, of course. Yeah, here's a map of the local area I happen to have on me. You can take it if you want. Really? Are you sure? It's yard police to give lawyers, defendants, suspects the odd bit of information to go on. I don't know what my Arnold is merging into. I haven't actually accepted the job yet, but still. Thank you, Inspector. We gratefully accept. The local map has been entered into the court record. Anyway, as far as we know, there's no one else on the scene other than the victim and your fellow countrymen. So, who did it? Who did it? Do you think? Not much of a head scratcher, is it? Well, I know Mr. Natsume is also claiming not to have seen anyone else around, but just because he didn't see anyone doesn't mean we can be sure nobody else was present. I'm sorry to have to tell you, but we most certainly can be sure. How? Because, ma'am, the precise moment of the stabbing didn't go unnoticed. What? We have 2 very reliable witnesses. Oh. It was a typical foggy London day. And your client obviously didn't see them. There are witnesses now? Oh dear. Witnesses? Who are these witnesses, Inspector? The fellow and his wife. And the man's the most reliable and respected in all of London. He's a copper from Scotland Yard. But I'm Gregson. I'm a London man. Oh! A policeman. That might change things. And this policeman just happened to be there exactly at the moment the woman was attacked? Suspicious. Nothing peculiar about that, ma'am. Part and parcel of being a bobby. Catching them banging the act and all that. Do you think it might be possible for us to ask that policeman a few questions? Just a few, one or two. Be my guest. You can ask him what you like. In court tomorrow. Tomorrow? Tomorrow. Oh. I've no doubt he'll be summoned as a witness. So that'll give you something to look forward to. Forward. That's that then. He's got no intention of letting us meet the man beforehand, it seems. The policeman witnessed the incident? As your judicial assistant, I must warn you that this could make her job very difficult indeed. Yes, as a non-judicial assistant, I could have warned me of that too. Oh gosh, sassy Ryunosuke. Jeez. Hey Nifty, don't worry, late is always on time. Not always, but sometimes, but here it is. Oh yes, one more thing, Inspector. What? Bye, Vincent van Gogh away. Sad you're going away, but I'll see you next time. The person who led you to the suspect, and sleep is very important. The person who led you to the suspect. I hear that was Mr. Herlock Sholmes. Well, what are you bringing him up for? Was it something I said? The color has drained from his cheeks. Okay, Mr. Sholmes. Wait, how many minutes has it been? Or maybe I keep Gregson as Arnold. What other accents could I do for him? Who did you hear that name from? I have to learn new accents, don't I? The other day, I was Christopher Walken. He's almost a bit like Arnold in some ways. Maybe not quite. Oh, well, it was Mr. Natsume who mentioned it. James T. Kirk, original series. I don't really know what he sounds like in the original series. I'll have to look it up. It's a good way of practicing different things, isn't it? I'm sure it was the result of one of Mr. Sholmes' inspirational great deductions. Fiddle faddle? What? The man's an amateur. And I'm getting sick and tired of him showing his mug everywhere. We're gonna change Gregson to this now. Because I feel like it. Oh. I don't know where he gets his information from, but he turns up at the scene of the crime, wanders around, spotting incomprehensible rubbish, and before you know it, he claims to have solved the case. Ridiculous. He's quite astounding, isn't he? He's a great help to Scotland Yard, though, isn't he? Gibble, gabble. Ooh. Ever seen this before? Oh, yes. That's Rand's magazine. A wonderful publication in which the adventures of Herlock Sholmes appears. Yes, well, that wonderful publication, as you put it, sees fit to include several of the Yard's detectives in its stories. And the so-called great detective makes a mockery of us all. If you ask anyone at the Yard, It's a misadventure to be included in any Sherlock Holmes tale at all. Well, I suppose there's an element to that. We work our socks off, every one of us, only to be thrumped by the public thanks to that obnoxious detective. The man's as dangerous to us at Scotland Yard as he is to all our criminals. That can't really be true, can it, Inspector? Clearly, the great detective and the police have a complex relationship. Oh, you like my new Gregson? Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Tomorrow's? Yeah, all right. I'm locking it in then. That twitchy Japanese bloke goes on trial tomorrow. Are you going to defend him or not? Well, makes no difference to me, but I will just say this. No London lawyer worth his salt would touch that case with a barge pole. That is that pole again, isn't it? Because the prosecution is being handled by the Reaper of the Bay, you mean?
Well, I think I've won against that fella before, haven't I?
Oh wait, did I? Yes, I did win, technically, didn't I?
He's not quite though reapery with me, although my client then died. I don't think that was my fault, though. It just kind of happened, didn't it?
Oh, by the way, did the chat thinging appear? I think I set it to appear after like 30 minutes. I don't think it appeared, did it? Maybe it didn't work. I'll try again. Anyway, there's no way to save the man now. It's a waste of time trying. It is all a bit strange, though. Sorry? The Reaper. He hasn't appeared in court once for a good few years now. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. I wonder if I just check in the maybe I didn't save it. Did I save it? I thought I saved it. Nah. Not a big deal. Oh no, what happened now to my screen? There we go. I'm gonna change Susato again as well. I'm done with the Californication. Yes, we did hear something to that effect. And the only people he usually bothers with are the real scum. The master criminals, the violent ones. Master criminals? The violent ones? That's right. He handpicks the victims. Only deals with those guaranteed to go to the gallows for their sins. But Mr. Natsume wouldn't hang for what he's accused of, surely. That's just my point, sunshine. We love Valley Girl. She'll come back. She'll come back. It's just sometimes it's not the vibe. Sometimes it's not the mood. You just sense it, you know, and you'll she'll probably return when you least expect it. Anyway. Yes, the young woman was stabbed, but it didn't kill her. Couldn't even say the intent was there. So this isn't the sort of case I'd be expecting the Reaper to want to sink his teeth into, for want of a better phrase. Well, it's not exactly a minor infraction, is it? No, there's got to be more to it. Some reason he's taken an interest. Really? What sort of reason, Inspector? You think I can tell what's going on inside the head of that Lord of Darkness? You'll have to ask him yourself at tomorrow's trial. Are we really going to have to face the Reaper again? The Lord of Darkness, as he put it? Scary. Scary man, isn't it? Well, I don't think we're going to get any more useful information out of the detective. Mr. Naruhodo, can I make a suggestion? Oh, yes. What is it? Well, it seems to me that We must speak with him about this. By him, do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes, exactly. Look at those shining eyes. You can't wait, can't you? Well, Mr. Natsume did blame Mr. Sholmes for all this, didn't he? Yes, he did. He really did. Which makes him an involved party in this case. Are you just going to ignore that? I hope not. I assure you, it's not simply my selfish desire to meet Mr. Sholmes again.
The trouble is,
We have no idea of the man's address, even. It's Baker Street. Oh, is she going to hit me again? Please don't hit me. How do you know that? It's in the stories, of course. 221B Baker Street, the most famous address in the world. Oh, I see. Well, there's nothing to stop us from going, I suppose. We'd better try to find our way there before Soseki-San gets any more excited and unpredictable. Hurrah! I'll summon the carriage. So, we're to have a reunion already. Oh, where did I put my pipe? I don't know where I had it because I think I took it with me on the to the murder mystery. It'll have to wait till next time then.
I'm very organized, as you can tell.
It's the mustache. The mustache has left me. That's why it's happening. With the great detective, Mr. Herlock Sholmes. The pipe was the murderer. That's exactly what it was. Because I wasn't the murderer. I was Cecil Clark, the curator of artifacts at the British Museum. And I did not commit the murder. Anyway, this was just a reference to a murder mystery I did this week. Nothing to do with Great Ace Attorney, in case you have just tuned in. Cecil stole the mustache. I would never murder anyone. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay, let's examine the scene. Unless, we have... Oh, we could also go to Baker Street. No, let's just... Oh, I can't... There's a broken bike here. Oh, a British bicycle. Look! Although the wheel is so misshapen, I'm sure it couldn't possibly be ridden anymore. Someone must have been doing some breakneck cycling. It seems bicycles have become extremely popular in London recently. There's even a movement to change women's dress to allow them to ride as well. The bicycle fad won't last. I don't see why anyone would want to ride something like that. Goodness, do you dislike bicycles? No, not at all. I mean, it's not that I dislike them exactly, it's just that any occupation that involves taking both your feet off firm ground seems reckless. If you'd ever tried walking on stilts and fallen into a river, I know you'd agree with me. We'll have to hire a bicycle sometime. You can sit behind me while I ride you around. Well, it's very kind, isn't it? It's very kind. And what else is here? That's a rather typical old brick building, isn't it? I'm sure it has a long and interesting history. Well, time certainly seems to have taken its toll on the place. It's crooked and sagging all over. In fact, it looks in decidedly worse shape than the other houses around here. We must find some cheap lodgings ourselves as soon as possible. As soon as possible. Yes, you're right. Cheap, but ideally with reasonably level floors.
Oh, is that because he was on the ship for so long?
I was like, what a strange requirement to have, you know, even floors. Okay, we've got an ad running, but it's not that deep right now, right? It's not a high emotion moment, so I'm just gonna keep going. Oh, look at the windows of that building here. Are you sure they're windows? Oh, we got a new follower. Hi, Reinhard. Oh, are we from Germany? Reinhard 82. All filled with bricks. Oh, you're right. I wonder why. Perhaps it's an empty property where nobody lives at the moment. There's smoke coming from the chimneys, though. Oh dear. Everything still feels very foreign. There's so much we have to learn about this place. So much indeed. What else we got here? Chimneys! The clouds look so big and heavy in the sky, don't they? And with the dense fog as well, everything looks hazy. Well, it is known as Foggy London Town. I can just make out some sort of spire through the fog. It looks like it's still being built, though. Oh, yes. That must be the Crystal Tower being built for the great exhibition that's to open in 6 months' time. Apparently it's going to be very striking. Glazed on all sides and the symbolic centerpiece of the exhibition. It's to be the largest exposition in history, is it? I can't even begin to imagine it. What else we got here? Nothing else here. Except for the bobbies. We can examine the bobbies, innit? That's one of the officers from Scotland Yard. The police. Oh, I accidentally skipped that. Welcome back from the ads. Nothing exciting happened. I just looked at the buildings. That's one of the officers from Scotland. The police are making sure the crime scene is undisturbed. Undisturbed indeed. I think perhaps you're being a little overcautious. We've done nothing wrong, so we have no cause for concern. Oh no, I'm not getting caught out again. Twice is enough. Twice I found myself in handcuffs despite not knowing a thing about what was going on. Oh god, seems like Ryunosuke has a bit of PTSD, doesn't he? Yes, you've had some dreadful experiences. I'm sure it's that wide-eyed look of panic you're so prone to. It does you no favors at all. Okay. So he's scared. He doesn't want to talk to them. Ooh, we got a snowman. What a delightful snowman. I don't think I can do justice to Susato's character. I feel like if I just do a peepsy voice, it doesn't feel right either. I didn't realize the English had a tradition of making snowmen as well. It looks a little creepy though. Oh, it has a scarf. Look. You'd need one if you were out in this freezing cold at all time. Cold all the time. I wish I had one. I'm afraid our budget is somewhat frozen at the moment too. We certainly can't afford a scarf. Oh, not even a scarf! Isn't a scarf just a piece of cloth? Surely the snowman here wouldn't miss it. You could use anything as a scarf. But the person who made the snowman certainly would. Oh, thank you, very weird creature. You think it's a good Susato voice? She's just such a lovely character, and I just want to make her sound lovely. But also strong. She's strong, you know? She can, like, kick my butt. Yes, I know. You're right. Anyway, even if I borrowed it, it wouldn't do much to warm my neck, would it? It's covered in snow. Yep, very true. Okay, there isn't much else here. You can just look at this thing. Oh, that's a Scotland Yard carriage. They use vehicles like that to rush to crime scenes and cart away criminals. You are very well informed, aren't you? It's long been a dream of mine to ride one of those through the streets of London. Well, just pick up a stone and throw it through one of the windows then.
Good piece of advice, Naruhodo.
But that would mean being arrested in order to ride it, wouldn't it? Still, if it's the only way... Help me find a good stone? Yo, chill. No, I wasn't serious. Come on, man. What are you doing? Susato, jeez.
Well, good thing our Naruhodo is there too.
I didn't encourage her, Kamiflos. I would never. All right.
Okay, I guess we have to go see Sholmes.
I still don't like how he kept putting me in handcuffs. Ooh. We've got a video.
Thank you very much. It's just up there overlooking the street. Good day.
Thanks again. This is it. The residence of Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Ooh. We love a little bit of a cutscene, don't we? A little bit of a cutscene. What did you miss, Chrysanthemum? It was just a tiny little cutscene. Don't worry. It was just arriving at Mr. Herlock Sholmes, 221B, 19th February, 12:53 p.m. Sholmes' suit. Suite, not suit. It's his suite, because his suit is something he wears.
So, this is where the great detective makes his living. It feels surreal to be here somehow. Oh. Is it as described in the stories, Miss Susato? Holy shit, it's a mess. Susato-san? I mean, I don't want to show you guys my room because it's probably also a mess, so that's why I have a green screen. Anyway, many famous cases have been solved here in this very room. Oh my god, she's so starstruck, isn't she? Oh, I suppose they must have been, yes? I've never read the story, so it's hard to get quite as excited about it as she seems to be. The detective chases the villain relentlessly as he disappears into the fog and down an unlit London street. Oh, the thrill of it! The romanticism! Can't you feel your heart thumping in your chest? And can you, Mr. Naruhodo? Oh, I suppose I can, yes. So, if you don't mind, I'll just stand here and soak up the atmosphere for a while longer. Please, don't mind me. She's obsessed, guys. Well, it looks like our detective friend isn't home at present. Excuse me? Is anybody home? Oh, this is Iris, isn't it?
Oh, do we have a visitor? Hello? Is it a big new case for Mr. Sholmes?
Hello? Wait! Aren't you?
Oh, how rude of me. I'll go and make some tea at once.
That was her voice, right? Hey, Balaroth 3139. Thanks for the first time chat. Very Canon Iris voice, isn't it? I'm sure it's the same girl. Miss Susato, did you see the girl who was just here? Oh, yeah. Oh, yes. Isn't it truly extraordinary? To think that the King of Bohemia came to this very room to ask Mr. Sholmes to take on his case. The King of Bavaria? King Wilhelm Gottsreich Sigismund von Ohmstein. Of course. Sorry, I'm drawing a blank. Forget the adventures of Herlock Sholmes for a moment and look over there. Oh, Lou Blues, you also made randomly some of her lines have a deep voice. Very good, very good.
The tea's brewed. I'll have a freshly baked cake as well.
Ah, it's you. I knew it. Susato-san recognizes her too. Yes, indeed. Who could forget that tiny little girl with that really deep voice?
Oh, there you are. And taking that with you as well. I was looking forward to the trial run of my experimental smoke grenade launcher.
Oh, she's turning into Gregson. No, she's not Gregson. We have to differentiate her. Good day to you. I'm, well, the inventor, I suppose, of that machine. It's the girl who turned up at the end of Mr. McGilder's trial in the defendant's antechamber. I've never met a lawyer from the Far East before. Poor you, having to get straight to work when you've only just arrived in London. Oh yes, it was challenging. Well, try this tea. It's my special blend, you know. Oh, thank you. Is tea supposed to look that color? Oh my, what a fragrant yet mellow flavor. Hooray! It's a winner. I tried blending different leaves designed to alleviate fatigue, you see? You must be exhausted after your long voyage here, and you have another ticklish trial tomorrow. Ew, and you're to defend a Japanese man. I do wish you lots and lots of luck. Did Mr. Shams tell you about us by any chance? You know Hurley, do you? Hurley? Mr. Shams to you, surely? Mr. Shams was a fellow passenger on the boat that brought us to Great Britain, you see. Was he? It's still not right. What else could it be? You said really, someone said really deep, right?
Was he really? Well, I had no idea. I'm afraid Hurley's out on an errand again today, and even though he's just returned from overseas.
Wait a minute. We met this girl for the first time ever yesterday after the trial, and only briefly after that. How on earth does she know so much about us? Did she deduce all those things, do you think? And perhaps more to the point, why is she here in Mr. Sholmes's suite?
Oh, silly me.
I haven't introduced myself. Oh, haven't I? I keep changing my voice, because I've got a voice modulator on. Hello. It's a great pleasure to meet you both. My name is Iris Wilson. I live here together with Hurley.
Ah, Iris, is it? What's the matter? No, wait, this can't be. Did you say that your name is Wilson? What's the matter with Soseki-San? Why is she so flustered all of a sudden? Yeah, she's technology, right? So she has like a voice modulator.
Yes, that's right. What are your names?
Oh, I'm Ryunosuke Naruhodo, a lawyer from Japan. Oh, sorry. I'm Mr. Naruhodo's judicial assistant, Susatomi Kotoba. It's wonderful to meet you.
Lovely. So then, Bruno.
Susie? And Bruno? There's more to this girl than meets the eye. I have so many questions for her. I don't know where to start. Yes, and so do I. I don't think I can keep this peepsy voice up anyway. I'm gonna change it again probably. See, where's Mia when you need her? Mia would do a great Iris, I bet. I bet it would be very deep. Would like Mia's deepest voice would be great for Iris. It was you that we ran into yesterday, wasn't it? At the Old Bailey.
Yeah, that's right. Well, you were ever so helpful. Thank you so much.
We keep finding Iris. Oh no, not at all. I'm so sorry we couldn't have been more welcoming. Though at the time, we did have a rather large gun pointed at us. Oh, she's like
this.
Oh. Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade in tow, did you? Oh, Ty said you have to go. Oh, that's all right. We'll see you soon. Thinking back now, you left with Miss Lestrade. Oh, no, we did that. Oh, yes. That awkward witness, Gina Lestrade. Oh, I've got it, I think.
Oh, Ginny, yes. She's a professional pickpocket.
So we found out
It was very naughty of her to pinch my invention like that.
Are you referring to that child disrupting gun-like contraption?
Yeah, exactly. So I followed her, you see, to get it back. Perhaps I should think about fitting a self-destruct mechanism and my inventions.
This is like a half Arnold, I think. This girl is dangerous.
Anyway, I brought Jenny back. Oh, yeah, we do here. I brought Jenny back here after that, so she could apologize to my trusty technician.
Sorry, your technician.
Early, of course. Silly.
Early?
Yes, Herlock Sholmes. We live it together.
I had no idea the great detective had such an interesting young daughter.
Daughter? Not likely.
What?
I wouldn't call him Early if he was my father, would I?
Well, then, what's your relationship with Mr. Sholmes?
Well, I expect you found that lodgings of any kind in London are very expensive. So the solution is to share the cost with a partner, a roommate. Take care, Tysa. Iris says bye.
Your roommates? I hope you don't mind me asking, Iris, but how old are you?
10 at last, this year.
Well, what of your mother and father?
Oh no, they're not around.
Oh, I see. I wonder what the story is there. Wilson. Yeah, why is her name Wilson? What's up with that? Oh, yes. There's something I must ask you. She's modulating her voice again.
Of course. Go ahead, Susie.
I'm a very great fan of The Adventures of Sherlock Holmes, and
Oh, you have a copy of Rent's magazine.
yes, I read every issue. It's delivered all the way to Japan on a ship.
Oh, this is so exciting. My stories are being read on the other side of the world.
My stories?
That's right. Hurley's always solving such amazing cases, you see, and he tells me all about them. They really are quite fascinating. It would be such a shame if I was the only one who ever heard them, don't you think?
Goodness.
Last night, he was telling me all about a new case he just solved on his steamship traveling from a faraway land. So I was just in the middle of typing up the manuscript for the next issue before you came.
So, you are the author?
Yes. I'll let you in on a secret if you like. I'm gonna call this latest adventure The Speckled Band.
The Speckled Band? That's certainly very familiar.
Of course, I'll always change one or two details in the stories here and there. This time, I had the idea of making a venomous snake be the cause of all the trouble.
Oh, that was Mr. Sholmes' first thought as well, actually.
Yes, and of course, I know that a snake might not be a credible fit for the facts of the case exactly, but it's a story. Some poetic license is justified to make it more thrilling, I think. Don't you?
So, do you mean to say... are the stories about Mr. Sholmes that are published in Rand's magazine?
All written by me? Yes, on my wonderful and very modern typewriter.
But all the stories I've ever read are written by a doctor of medicine, Dr. John H. Wilson. Susato-san's getting more and more worked up.
Ah, yes, that's me. I mean, my name really is Wilson.
But what about the doctor of medicine part?
That's all true, too. I am a doctor of medicine. No, at 10 years old? That's crazy. At 10 years old.
Well, that's quite incredible. But,
Oh my god, Soseki-San is so sad. Dr. Wilson is an Englishman. An English gentleman, even. Ah, yes. I did alter the setting slightly for the stories to be more compelling.
Oh.
Well, it sounds a little strange, doesn't it? A great detective with a 10-year-old girl in tow.
Yeah, that does sound a little strange.
I suppose it does. Yes.
Poor Susato-san. She looks like her whole world has just fallen apart.
Oh, poor Susie.
About before.
Yes. What's on your mind, Bruno? Do tell me.
How did you know that I was a lawyer and we just arrived in London? I mean...
Yes?
Oh, and that we have a difficult trial tomorrow? How did you know all of that?
Oh, that's what you mean.
Please, tell us how you did it. Explain every detail.
Of course, I'd be delighted. Although, there's really no mystery. Now, let's begin.
All right. Putting on the glasses.
Iris Wilson is proud to present her Logic and Reason Spectacular.
Ooh. Whoa.
First of all, I already knew that you were a lawyer, Bruno. After all, I met you yesterday at the Old Bailey in the defendant's antechamber.
But you also said that we'd only just arrived in London. How did you know that?
I observed a passport and travel ticket protruding from your breast pocket.
Oh.
So this was reasonably so I was reasonably confident that you must have only just arrived in this country. And on top of that, you accepted a case against that particular prosecutor that we all like so ever much, don't we? You telling me you were unaware of London's court affairs.
The Reaper of the Bailey. I walked right into that one, didn't I?
Then I noticed a red ink stamp on the back of Susie's hand.
Whoa, did you go partying?
You were given that when you visited the local prison to meet with a suspect, weren't you? Earlier today. They used those stamps to keep a close eye on comings and goings, you see. I didn't realize. And a red stamp is only used for people visiting foreign inmates.
Wow, she got a lot of details.
So, that told me that even though you had only yesterday concluded the trial of Magnus McGilded, the two of you had already had cause to visit a foreign inmate at a local prison.
She knows a lot of shit.
However, neither of you was wearing a particularly sad expression on your face, so I concluded that the prisoner was unlikely to be a friend or a relative. That led me to believe that you must have accepted a new case.
I see. But how could you have known that the trial is tomorrow?
Well, having barely been home a few hours yesterday, Hurley solved yet another case. It obviously amused him. He told me that he'd caught a Japanese man who was bawling and trembling.
A Japanese man? Well, clearly that must have been Mr. Natsume.
Now, Bruno has that fancy Japanese sword. And I think your outfit is called a kimono, isn't it, Susie? Well, anyway, it was clear to me that you both came from Japan yourselves. So, I put two and two together and decided you must be defending the Japanese man Hurley caught. And there was only one conclusion those facts could lead me to. You both came here to ask Hurley about the case.
She's pretty smart, isn't she? She's a smart old cookie.
There's a note on the mantelpiece that says the man's trial will be tomorrow. Hurley is always stabbing his notes with a knife, you know. He is silly. And that's all there was to it, really. Thank you for listening. I'm Iris Wilson, and that was one of my great deductions. Damn, she is smart, isn't she? She's a smart old cookie. She got a good brain. Well, was it a winner? Were my deductions correct? They were spot on. That was amazing, Iris. Truly a great deduction. You even managed the certain something of Mr. Sholmes' delivery. Oh, so maybe she should have been more like, "Ka-doo, ka-doo, ka-doo." Oh, well, I was just copying Hurley's style for that. This is really very good news. You could tell us all about the case involving the Japanese man. You will, won't you, Iris? Please.
The case of the Japanese man. The man with the mustache.
So, yesterday, Mr. Sholmes apprehended a Japanese man, you were saying.
Yes.
Hurley had just arrived back in London after his sea voyage. But the police were waiting for him at the railway station to take him directly to the crime scene. Ah, the great detective is a popular man, it seems. Apparently, a woman was stabbed on a quiet street somewhere in town. There were witnesses who had seen a short, shifty-looking, stooped man running away from the scene.
Ah, short, shifty-looking, stooped man. Mr. Natsume, beyond any doubt. Soseki-san said he didn't see anybody else on the street at all, but it seems there were witnesses after all.
Hurley used his great deductive powers to determine the man's address. It was a lodging room, very nearby. He went directly there with the police, and what did they find? A short, shifty-looking, stooped man shivering in fear. Ugh. Mr. Sholmes' great deduction certainly hit the mark that time. Of course it did. He's a great detective. Still, that means the incident occurred only 2 days ago. Surely, tomorrow is too soon for the trial, isn't it?
Definitely. We have no time to investigate properly. Hurley says that London is rife with crime.
Oh,
Scotland Yard is doing its best, but they can't stay on top of it, apparently.
oh dear. I hadn't realized the situation was so dire.
That's why they can't afford to spend much time investigating and trying the criminals in court. Staff and money are both short. Crimes are usually pinned on the first suspicious person.
That's terrible. I suppose it's the harsh reality of the workings of the world's greatest justice system. I suppose it is. But in that case, I don't hold out much hope for Soseki-san. Thank you for answering so many of our questions, Iris. This has been very informative.
Oh, you're most welcome. I've had so much fun.
Do you happen to know where Mr. Sholmes is at the moment? As you guessed, we'd like to ask him some questions about this case as well.
Oh, well. I expect Hurley's still investigating the scene of the case involving Mr.
Mr. Natsume, you mean?
Yes, Mr. Natsume.
Hurley said he was going to the man's lodgings.
If you leave now, you'll probably catch him there.
Iris, do you know where those lodgings are?
Well, I imagine the police are still investigating the scene of the crime themselves, aren't they? Did you happen to come across a detective by the name of Gregson when you were there?
Yes, we know Inspector Gregson.
Kitty, in that case, give Gregsy this from me, would you? If you do that, I'm sure he'll tell you what you want to know.
What is this? A 5-shilling piece and a postcard, it seems. That seems like bribery to me. Iris's postcard has been entered in the court record. It reads, "Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem." Gosh. This will make the inspector help us, will it? Well, thank you, Iris. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try indeed. Royalties.
Good luck then. I'm going to return to writing my manuscript, The Speckled Band. And I'll be making more special blends of tea. So come back again soon. We'd be delighted. Thank you so much, Iris.
What a sweetheart, isn't she?
Well, Mr. Naruhodo, it's back to the
Scene of the crime. So, somewhat dubious that they would exert any influence over the men of Scotland Yard at all. We headed back to the scene with Iris's curious note and one of the world's heaviest silver coins in hand. Bribed by a 10-year-old indeed. Crazy. Crazy times. Of course we shall save our current progress. We do not want to lose our progress. That would be very upsetting indeed. 19th February, 2:38 p.m. Briar Road. It looks as though the police are still here, carrying on with their investigation. Perfect. So let's find Inspector Gregson as quickly as possible. Yes, and let's see if he'll take a break from his chips to look at that silver tip Iris gave us for him. Oh, there he is. Oh, no. We just present our tip. We present our bribe to him. Oh, we can also look at it. This is a 5-shilling piece, isn't it? I believe it's called a crown. Yes, and you can train a Scotland Yard detective to do whatever you want with just a single one. Iris must be the most powerful 10-year-old in the world. Yes, indeed. How much is 5 shillings, by the way? What is it really worth? Well, it's probably enough to buy all the chips the inspector could possibly eat in a whole month. That's how much it is? That's greasy. Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem. That sounds kind of threatening, doesn't it? From like a 10-year-old. I suspect it won't be a problem. Will it now? Scary. Well, we'll present it to him anyway. Our little bribe. Inspector Gregson, do you have a moment?
I'm sorry to say I don't. I'm a very busy man. Much too busy to talk to a pair of foreign gadabouts, that's for sure.
We have these for you. A present from Miss Iris Wilson.
What? For me? From a ladyship?
A ladyship?
Give that here at once. Come on, hand it over. That's for me.
Don't wait for me to give it to you, will you? Jeez. What was that coin exactly?
It's a silver crown, obviously, but it's a lot more than that. It's an appearance fee, that's what it is.
An appearance fee? Oh, I see.
That's right. For the adventures of Sherlock Holmes. Her ladyship always offers me a little financial reward for featuring me. Every time.
Yes, of course. I know all about your exploits, Inspector. I read them avidly.
Of course, using my name without my say-so does make me the butt of a joke. Of a lot of unpleasant jokes, but still.
I'm sorry, Inspector. That must be difficult for you.
Never you mind that. So, what do you want to know then?
Sorry?
Tell the gentleman in black whatever he wants to know. I trust that won't be a problem, it says. Well, obviously it's not a problem. Go on, fire away. What do you want to know?
Well, if you wouldn't mind, Inspector, we'd very much like to know the address of Mr. Natsume's lodgings.
Ah, that little knife-wielding mustache Japanese fella. He lives in a right old hovel. It's just over there, look. On the first floor of that house on the corner where that wreck of a bicycle is propped up.
That is nearby indeed.
If I remember rightly, the landlord is a Mr. John Gary Deb. Right, well, if you see her again, make sure you give her ladyship my regards, you hear? Well, I mean it. You tell her that Gregson sends his very best wishes.
Don't worry, Inspector, we will.
Goodbye for now, then. And long live her ladyship.
Wow. A bit overly complimentary for like a little shilling, isn't it? Although, if it's a month worth of chips, then maybe it's worth it. Well, at least he told us what we wanted to know before he left. Yes. So then, shall we go and see what we can find in Mr. Natsume's lodgings? Definitely.
I agree.
We've already investigated this place anyway. A new location has been added. How exciting. Mr. Natsume's lodgings. I wonder what we will find in here. 19th February. Mr. Natsume's lodgings. Alright.
Ooh, what do we have here? May I help you?
Ah, yes. Would this be the residence of Mr. John Garideb?
Indeed it would, sir. And who may I say is calling?
My name is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. Mr. Naruhodo is representing Mr. Soseki Natsume. I believe he takes lodgings here. She kind of reacted in some strange way, didn't she? We would very much like to ask him some questions about our client.
One moment, please. I shall convey the message to Mr. Garidab.
Did you see that, Miss Susato? There was a real-life English maid. So exciting! I know, as I understand it, anyone of standing in English society employs a number of household staff. Oh gosh, does it mean I'm not a man of standing because I don't have staff? How disappointing. But that was the first time I've ever seen one in the flesh. Oh, this day keeps getting better. I think we've got a little ad coming up in a moment. But I shall take a wee little break then as well if the ad comes in. So that's good timing. Oh, that's right. You're my staff, kitchen. Oh, I'm sorry that I can't employ you properly, but I shall one day, I'm sure. We've got our mod staff, don't we? It certainly feels like we've really arrived now, doesn't it? Reporting for duty. Thank you, El Carlin. Good to have you. We need only to meet a butler. So which one of you would be the butler then? We have a butler and a maid. We've got all of you. Not it. I think you'd make a great butler. Butlers are, like that's a very, all three of you are my butlers. I love it. But in a good way. Butlers are like, they're like a bit like Susato, I guess. They have like their iPhone books with all the information. I'm not sure if I'd go that far, but I understand the sentiment. Mikonox wants to be a butler. Yay! You can be my butler, Mikonox. Thank you for waiting. Here we've got the ad break. Okay, so I'm gonna continue with the maid, but I'm gonna take a wee little break, and I shall be back with you momentarily, my dearies. Oh, this should be her voice, shouldn't it? All right, I'll see you in a moment, darlings.
And here we are, back again. Welcome back, everyone.
I also quickly reminded myself of who did the wonderful Soseki emote that we have. And it's called they're called Lunatic on Twitter. I don't know if they've actually been on the stream, or I don't know if you are here, maybe you have a different name in here. But where's the Soseki thingy? Soseki. This one. And they've also made a really, really cool animation on their is it Lunatic? Yes, on their YouTube channel as well. And of some of my clips and animated like a whole thing with it. And it's so really cool, and I'm really really, when I saw that I was really touched, because it's a really good animation. I've linked to it, I think, on my Twitter as well. So if you want to check it out, please do. Lunatic, thank you so much. It was really fun. The animation was really well done. Oh, you found out because of that vid. Oh, thank you, Baloroth 3139. But yes, it's I don't know if Lunatic, if you're in here, then say hi. If you have but I don't know if you've been on the stream here. But anyway, back to the story. The maid.
Thank you for waiting, darling. Mr. Garideb will see you now this way.
We've got Mr. Garideb.
Oh, what will a good old chap, Mr. Garideb.
Examine, move. No, can we not? We can't converse with him. We want to converse him.
He's very posh, isn't he? Good day to you. John Garideb at your service.
Pleased to meet you, sir. This is Ryunosuke Naruhodo. He's a defense lawyer.
Do excuse me not getting up. It took a shot to the knee a few years back in the Battle of Maywand, don't you know? Earned a medal for my pains, but had to withdraw from service, handed over the reins to the up-and-comings.
So he's a retired soldier.
It's a hell of a job getting up and downstairs now, I can tell you. Don't get out much, as you can imagine.
Yes, it's quite a climb up here to the second floor, isn't it? I was panting at the top of the stairs. You really must take more exercise, Mr. Naruhodo. Yeah, maybe I should take him to the gym, you know? I went just today. I'll take Ryunosuke to the gym. We can work out, get stronger.
Well, Mr. Garideb,
do I even say this name right? Garideb? I've never heard of this name. No doubt you were very courageous to earn yourself a medal.
It was nothing. The medal, just a folderol, really. Wouldn't like to offend the general, though, so I grudgingly displayed it on the wall. Why don't you fetch it down, Joan? Let these good people see it properly. Joan, fetch... dash it all, woman. Be careful.
oh dearie me, I do beg your pardon, sir.
You jolly nearly took the skin off my hands.
I shall be more careful, sir.
So anyway, there you have it. Living the quiet life there.
Yes, I see.
Now then, I hear you want to know about the chap lodging downstairs. Is that right?
Yes, we would be very grateful if you could answer some questions for us.
Only to please, naturally. Especially if it helps to keep the peace here in Blighty.
Ooh. Oh, he's using the pipe to mix his tea. What a strange fella. What a strange fella.
We forged an alliance with the Empire of Japan recently, as I'm sure you're aware. So, this case is very much in the public eye, as it were.
Oh, is it?
Even had some famous detective poking around, in this old house, would you believe?
Yes, Mr. Herlock Sholmes.
Could have been. Didn't catch the chap's name. Not really my cup of tea, all that detective business.
Oh, but you have a copy of Rand's magazine, so...
No.
Anyway, the chap's investigating the foreigner's room as we speak.
So he's in Soseki-san's room.
Interesting. It's a bally nuisance is what it is. The whole neighborhood's twitching its curtains now.
It's twitching! Twitching! Oh my god, the reference to where we're on right now. Twitch.
I don't like all this fuss. It's jolly unsettling.
Unless you're watching on YouTube, in which case, like and subscribe and leave a comment for the algorithm. About Mr. Natsume. About Mr. Natsume. Yes. Streaming on Twitch, the whole neighborhood. That's why it's so no one's out on the road, isn't it? About Mr. Natsume then, Mr. Gary Deb, please do tell us. I've watched so much YouTube that I've heard this phrase uttered so many times. It's fun to kind of say it myself, just for funsies. Yes, the Japanese chap. Only been lodging here for a week. Oh, just 1 week. So he moved in very recently then. I have 2 lodgers most of the time, one on the ground floor and one just below us. The first floor room became a... That's it. All Joan. Do be careful.
Oh my goodness, I'm terribly sorry, sir.
What is she up to, huh? What is she up to, that woman?
If you want to know my opinion, I thought he was a shady sort from the moment I set eyes on him. That sounds racist to me. I'm just gonna say it because we're all thinking it, aren't we?
Anyway. Oh, why?
He seemed to have the most nervous disposition.
Okay, maybe it wasn't racism. Maybe it was just that he is a little weird, isn't he? He's a bit of a weird fella.
Always shaking and looking over his shoulder. The man had shady written all across his sweat-soaked brow, if you ask me.
Maybe a bit of racism. Maybe a bit of it.
I said to myself, Joan, that man is trouble. Sooner or later, he's going to do something untoward. Funky Soseki, funky Soseki. And I'm rarely wrong about anything.
We won't be calling this maid as a witness. That's for sure. Was there anything else that struck you as suspicious about the man at all?
Hey! Yes, oh yes, indeed there was.
And she's dying to tell us. The shady lodger. Had you noticed anything else at all about your lodger, Mr. Natsume?
Oh my word, yes. The man was shadier than an orchard.
Could you elaborate?
Well, take the man's room. Absolutely stuffed full of books it is, more than anyone could ever read. And he never so much as passes the time of day with another living soul. I haven't seen a single visitor call. He just trots off to that old bookshop every single day and comes back at 5 to light the gas fire. And the funny little man is up long past the time everyone else now has just gone to bed too.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, what's wrong with following a schedule and, not being like super sociable all the time? Nothing wrong with that. Exactly. It's all good. The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. I wish I was able to be on schedule like that, though. It's just different time to sleep every night. It's not very good. Rhythm and Wait, what's the routine is good. Routine is healthy. But I've never known that Japanese fellow to retire any earlier than 2 in the morning. Oh. Oh wait, so he stays up till 2. So he's like me. Wait, but she said he just chose a book. But didn't she say something about 9 o'clock? The gentleman on the ground floor goes to bed at around 9 each night. Oh, okay, yeah, so that's the other gentleman. Wait, what? So there's another gentleman, and then there's the Japanese man. Okay, I got confused. Could you clarify something, I wonder? What play? How do you know so much about Mr. Natsume's routine? Yeah? You sound a little stalkery to me, huh? I understand that neither of the lodgers live on this floor of the house. I understood that neither of them live on this floor of the house. Is that correct?
That's right. They're both below us on the first floor and street level.
Then how is it that you know so much about the lives of your lodgers? She's zoning in, Susato. The precise times that they come back in the evening, for example. Even the times they go to bed. Mm-hmm. Yeah, come on then. Yeah, no, I know what you... Yeah. You're trying to distract again.
Good grief, Joan. Be more careful, woman.
Oh, my goodness, sir. I'm terribly sorry, sir. Suspicious. Sus. That woman is sus. Something doesn't add up here. Yeah, something indeed doesn't add up. I am very suspicious of you. It seems that the incident took place at around 5 in the evening. Did you happen to look out of the window at around that time?
The window?
Yes, we noticed that the window over there looks out of a prior road. The incident took place on the pavement, just on the far side of the street. Was there anyone suspicious loitering nearby?
5 o'clock is dinner time in the Garideb household, so I'm afraid I don't remember seeing anything. How about you, Joan?
No, sir. It would have been dusk outside already that hour, and with the fog as well, I should think it would have been quite impossible to see the other side of the road.
Oh, I see. Did you notice anything else out of the ordinary then?
Such as?
Anything at all? Even if it seems unrelated?
Well.
Yes? Was there something then? Oh, there she goes again. Well, nothing but a little bit around that sort of time. And silly.
For the love of God, Joan, watch what you're doing.
Oh, dearie me. Oh, what have I done? I'm awfully sorry, sir.
Do be more careful, woman.
Of course, sir. If I may, Mr. Narrow Hollow.
Narrow Hollow? Oh, yes.
I have an exceedingly good memory, and as far as I remember, nothing of any significance took place here at that hour. Nothing at all.
Oh, really? Mr. Garideb? The way you were talking before, it sounded rather like there might have been...
Oh, well, as I was saying, it was just a trifling matter, really. Nothing of... Oh, dash it all. What's the matter with you, woman?
Begging your pardon, sir. Nothing happened.
Yes, quite. Nothing happened. We sat down to a quiet, uneventful meal, Joan.
That's right, Mr. Garideb.
What is the matter with these two? Not subtle at all, are we? It sounds like something happened here in this room on the evening of the incident. But what?
I wish I knew.
Could you tell us which floor Mr. Natsume's room is on?
Why, certainly. Just below us on the first floor.
And Mr. Sholmes is investigating there as we speak?
Yes. Told me Natsu's name has asked him to look into the matter, so I gave him the key.
Mr. Natsume has engaged Mr. Sholmes' services? That's a blatant lie. Would it be all right if we also had a look around? In Mr. Natsume's room, I mean.
I don't see why not. It's just down the flight of stairs.
Who knows if we'll find anything that could help us with the case, but we have to try. We need all the clues we can lay our hands on. Shall we? Yes. And while we're there, we can speak with Mr. Sholmes again. Perhaps he'll be able to tell us more. Yes, I'm excited about that. That weird man. He got us arrested. I still have hard feelings about that. Hard feelings? Is that right? If I investigate anything else, what are they going to do? That's a full-sized cannon. What's it doing in here? Oh my, it's real. I thought it might be a replica.
That old thing. That's little more than a toy.
Sorry?
The army was selling it off when I retired, so I decided to give it a new home. Never know when the enemy might attack next. Jolly useful to have a cannon about the house.
Really? Isn't it overkill?
Be prepared. I always say, you never know what this twisted world is going to throw at you next, boy.
Do you think there may be trouble brewing, Mr. Garrett?
Always is. Take Joan here. Never fails to have a clean apron in reserve. Tries them over the barrel, you see. They dry very well on the cannon there. Joan tells me which rather proves my point, I feel.
It's been reduced to a drying rack. No wonder the huge cannon looks like it's hanging its head in shame. Gosh. What a silly couple they are, aren't they? Cannon. That uniform looks fairly ancient, does it? Oh, you like the little Susato fangirling moment? Yes. She is a fangirl, isn't she? She totally stands. Is that the right way of saying it? She stands Hurley. No, not Hurley. Herlock. It's clearly been well looked after though. Okay.
That old thing. Not much better than rags, really.
Oh.
Wore that ceremonial garb at my retirement bash, you know. But I'm not one for dwelling on the past, me. Would have gladly thrown it out, but you know how it is. Anyway, doesn't hurt to have the odd piece of memorabilia lying around, does it?
Oh, I see. Perhaps we should leave the past in the past. You know, what more is there? That looks like a Medal of Honor, and it's showcased on a very grand banner. Yes, it's displayed with some pride, I would say, although it bothers me that it's not straight. Yeah, everything's a little crooked.
Well, that old thing.
Sorry?
I should be glad to see the back of it. But the general would turn in his grave if I disposed of it. The wall's the best place for it. Keeps the bally thing out of my way.
So it's just been polished to shine by accident, I suppose? There appears to be an inscription on the medal itself. Look, let me see. It says, "For distinguished participation." It's also curious that they just let us, roam around here and look at everything in so much detail. Sounds like the kind of honors even I could be in line for. What? Ryunosuke? Well, one doesn't like to... Does Ryunosuke get a medal for distinguished participation? Yes, very good, very good. Very good indeed. Well, one doesn't like to blow one's own trumpet.
But I was given that for my time in the army. Can't measure an officer by the number of medals to his name, of course. Common knowledge in military circles.
Okay. Anyway, I'm a little bored of this. I wanna see. Let's go have a look at Natsume's room. Come on now. This suspicious couple.
19th February, Mr. Natsume's room.
What? Just look at this place. Oh, and smell it. It's so musty in here. I suppose it's the mountains of old books that are responsible for that. I think he likes books. I don't think I've ever seen so many books in all my life. No, me neither. It's so dark in here, too. Is that the window over there? Well, it was the window, I think, yes, once upon a time. But for some reason, it's been closed up with bricks and mortar. So this is where Mr. Natsume lives. By the way, I haven't spotted Mr. Sholmes anywhere, have you? Oh, we're not seeing him? No, that's true, but according to what Mr. Garrett told us, the great detective should be around here somewhere investigating. Is he? Maybe he's like somewhere in a box or something. Wouldn't surprise me. Or maybe he's behind the books. Or maybe he's the cat. Is that you, Herlock? Oh, okay. Kitty's gone. Oh my! What an adorable little cat. Perhaps he's looking after all the books while his master's away. Kitty. I don't know about that. He disappeared into that pile of books as quick as a flash. It was a tricolor Mike, wasn't it? Do they even have that sort of cat here in Great Britain? Is Mike a Japanese type of cat? I don't really know that. Perhaps Mr. Natsume brought the little creature with him from Japan. That's made me feel homesick now. Aww. Already? We've only been in the country for 2 days, and all of this has happened in 2 days. That is insanity. That seems crazy. Mike means 3 color. Oh, Mike. Maybe. I don't know. Three, like counting in Japanese is very confusing often. Because there's so many ways of counting. So if maybe there's like ke is the way of coloring, counting colors. Anyway, that dust seems to be wedged into a crevasse between the mountains of books on either side. I suppose Mr. Natsume would sit there and read while stroking his cat, but surrounded on all sides by these towering old tomes, surely he dreamt of books every night as well. Okay, as in hair and fur. Yeah, that makes sense. Thank you, Krempty. I thought it would be like accounting, because it's hitotsu, futatsu, mitsu. Mitsu is 3. Anyway, yes, he must have done, mustn't he? Oh, what's this? She found something. It's a receipt from a second-hand bookshop. Your books. Oh, yes. Mr. Natsume's name is on it. Look, and the date of the purchase. 2 days ago at 4:45 p.m. That's the day of the incident. That's just a short while before he was embroiled in the terrible attack. He must have been on his way back from buying some old books. That seems like a good piece of evidence. Good, we found evidence. Evidence always good. This just seems like a mountain of books, right? Look at all those books stacked up there. They almost reach the ceiling. They're all works of English literature, and they all smell so musty. With this volume of books to hand, you'd never be short of reading material, wouldn't you? No. What a dreamy idea. Dream, maybe, for me at least, yeah. Mind you, I don't imagine the book that's at the bottom of the pile now will ever be read again. So reading it is an experience that comes but once in a lifetime, just as the tea ceremony teaches us. I certainly didn't expect the conversation to turn down the path of tea ceremony philosophy. Indeed. Oh, Lublus looked up a Mike cat is a Japanese bobtail cat. Basically a calico cat with a very short tail, kind of like a rabbit. Thank you for looking that up. I don't know much about cats, so I don't, like, I just think they're cute and then I go and say hi. That's pretty much my extent of knowledge. Oh, hello, Bacon Mutt. Thanks for the follow. Oh, look, it's a beckoning cat from home. It's a bit big and bulky, isn't it? Surely Mr. Natsume didn't bring that Maneki Neko all the way from Japan with him. I hardly think you're in a position to comment, Mr. Naruhodo. Are you forgetting the enormous Daruma doll that you brought in your luggage? Well, it can be dangerous traveling abroad. I wanted a lucky charm. Well, I imagine Mr. Natsume wanted the same. And this cat is sure to beckon good luck to him. It's not doing a very good job so far, is it? Yeah, it's true. I didn't say that. I just thought that, Susato. You mustn't say such things. I didn't say a word. Why are my eyes such a giveaway? She's just reading my mind. Rude. Rude. Okay, we can't look in the bag. We've already looked at this, haven't we? Would you even call this a window? I think so. It was a window at one time, after all. Although all that remains is a frame around some bricks now. So really it's just a wall then, isn't it? Why would anyone deliberately brick it up like that? Okay, I'm afraid I have no idea. Perhaps Mr. Natsume painted the brick design on it in a fit of whimsy. Ugh, that's alarmingly feasible. Anyway, whatever the reason, the lack of ventilation in here makes the place very oppressive. I imagine being cooped up in a room like this would be extremely trying. I think so too. Ah! Look who suddenly appeared! Probably because we investigated everything ourselves and... Okay. Are we ready for this? Are we ready for this? Okay, we haven't seen you in a while, Mr. Sherlock. So, what you want?
Look, Mr. Naruhodo. Oh, hey, Bacon Mutt. Hello, loved your performance. Thank you from North Carolina. Thank you, Bacon Mutt. So nice to have you. And you're just in time to see our crazy Mr. Sherlock Holmes. Aha. There he is. Where did he appear from? He seems to be engrossed in the pages of an old book. I hope he won't mind if we disturb him. Hello, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, you two. Good day. Now, let me see. Where was it that we met? Oh, Mr. Sholmes. We were together on... Oops, I'm hitting the mic. On the SS Barrier. Ah, yes, of course, the Barrier. And let me see. What happened on that voyage? It was, Kazuma Azugi. He, died tragically. But, you were a great help to us. Help? Ah, yes, but of course, the case of Mr. Azuki. It was the one with the snake, wasn't it? Oh, well, you seem to remember something of it, at least. What an honor to be remembered vaguely by the great Sherlock Holmes. Susato, I'm sorry, but you're too fangirling, too much. This is Mr... Oh, no, my dear madam. Hold your tongue. I pride myself on my superior prowess of recollection. Your names are safely recorded in my brain attic. Mr. Naruhodo. And Mr. Susato. Well. Oh, did he say Mrs. Naruhodo? Oh, Miss Naruhodo. Ms. Naruhodo and Mr. Susato. Try the other way around, Mr. Sholmes.
Ah! I did that on purpose, because I'm Sherlock Holmes. In truth, I had hoped to invite you both to my Baker Street suite the other day, the day we arrived in London. But some Scotland Yarders ambushed me at the railway station and whisked me away to a crime scene. It was an entirely trivial case, of course. I solved the matter in no more than 30 minutes.
So they apprehended Soseki-San in that short an amount of time?
I'm afraid the pursuance of a new case has dulled my recollection of my past involvements a little.
Little?
It is a mistake to think that one's brain attic has elastic walls and can distend to any extent. I do my best to forget useless facts, lest they should elbow out the useful ones. Yes, those are my own words of inimitable wisdom, you know, from an adventure entitled A Study in Scarlet.
Please, there's no need to quote yourself.
Where's my pipe? I don't have my pipe. I don't always remember my pearls of wisdom, but fortunately my associate pens them beautifully.
He means Iris, I suppose. Mr. Sholmes, we have some extremely important questions to ask you about the trivial case you just mentioned.
Goodness, what an earnest expression. My dear madam, I should be only too pleased, and this murky room is an apt place to discuss the murky case. Okay, let's discuss it then, my dear. Mr. Natsume's arrest.
We know this to be the lodgings of a Japanese foreign student by the name of Soseki Natsume. It seems that you assisted in his arrest, Mr. Sholmes, for the stabbing of a young woman outside here on Briar Road.
Natsume, yes. I believe it was a name rather along those lines.
Mr. Natsume denies it. Was it really justifiable to arrest him on so little?
I'm sorry, Miss Susato, but I have not the slightest idea what you mean.
What?
I
can't believe he was looking at Susato. He was looking Susato-san squarely in the eye while feigning ignorance.
I assure you, I am not merely feigning ignorance. Why are they reading my mind? I don't like it. It would appear as if the pair of you are under some misapprehension.
Oh, how?
I assure you, I have no recollection of accusing your stooped compatriot of the crime.
But that doesn't make sense.
It's also confusing. The good detective of Scotland Yard made the following request of me, and I quote verbatim. We need you to ascertain the identity and whereabouts of the man seen fleeing the crime scene.
Ah, a man seen fleeing.
There was a number of books scattered on the pavement at the scene. From the book plates, I was quickly able to determine the bookshop from which they had been purchased. On speaking with the proprietor, I was immediately led to this address. Elementary, wouldn't you say? I believe there's a receipt around here somewhere from the establishment in question.
So you don't think Mr. Natsume is the culprit, then?
That I could not tell you. But it was aggravating my faculties, hence why I returned. However, this place is such a trove of fascinating books, I found myself quite lost in bibliophily. Do not be deceived into believing that I'm a man of leisure. No.
Oh dear.
Mr. Garrideb, the landlord. Tell us about him. Tell me.
Bibliophily? Is bibliophily an official, like, Sherlock Holmes word or something?
Anyway, have you encountered the landlord of these lodgings?
Yes, Mr. Garrideb, a retired military man. It was the first time I've ever met a soldier from the Great British Institution that is the services. And it was the first time I've ever met a maid from the Great British Institution that is the service.
Ah! I didn't think it was that funny. I do apologize. As you may well be aware, many households in London employ a maid. Yes, my iPhone book says so. I read as much in my Great Britain primer. She has just books of everything. She should have a whole treasure trove. She should have a whole library, doesn't she, with all her information in her books. And so, conversely, whether or not a household employs a maid has come to betoken the social standing of those dwelling herein. Betoken their social standing. Sorry? Put simply, my dear fellow, those who employ at least a single maid are considered middle class. Those who do not are beneath that. In the upper echelons of society, of course, households employ enough staff to constitute a large family. Goodness, how extraordinary. As you can appreciate, for those on the precarious boundary between the middle and the lower classes, being able to afford just one maid is of the first importance. I had no idea. And it is for precisely that reason that I find great stimulation in the situation upstairs. Thanks for the follow, Alfiri. Specifically in the retired army veteran, Mr. John Garrideb. Oh? Affable as he is, the fellow is hiding something. Whether or not it imposes on the circumstances of this case, I am as yet unable to ascertain. I'm thoroughly lost on what he means to say. All right, good night, Lysander 1812. Have a good rest. We're not going to be much longer here, I think. Although I wanted to make it to the case, actually. It's always fun to be in the courtroom. But I feel like that's still going to be some wine, isn't it? We have to investigate first and find out all the thick secrets before we can actually go to court. This room is thoroughly suffocating for the soul, my dear fellow. I assure you, any man whose lot is to dwell in a place such as this will stab somebody sooner or later. Wow, that's pretty dark. Mr. Natsume has stabbed no one. But sooner or later, as I said. Thank you, Alfiri. Thank you for making it happen. Follow our goal. I don't believe that's the issue here. About this dark little room, Mr. Sholmes? Why is there no longer a window? Do you have any idea? No window. Well, I mean, I can clearly see that there is a window of sorts. But it's been completely blocked with bricks. I see. The answer to that question is simple. Window tax. Oh. Window tax? What is that? Surely not a tax on windows? Precisely that. Oh my goodness. Until relatively recently, a tax was levied on households in this country by the number of their windows. Those of lesser means, having inherited a sizable and costly family home perhaps, rapidly closed windows up. Is this real? While the rich opened windows here, there, and everywhere, in an effort to curry favor with those in power by furnishing them with large sums of tax money. How awful and unjust, forcing people to live in rooms devoid of light. Some real ass history. Is that like in London or in the UK everywhere? That's crazy. Indeed. Disease was rife as a result. So some 40 years ago, or thereabouts, the window tax was abolished. I'm guessing that's 40 years ago and like 100 or something for us, maybe. But its legacy remains, as you can see, in squalid lodgings such as these, for example. I suppose Mr. Natsume's stipend for living here in London isn't very generous, perhaps. It would appear so. I've done a little digging. and discovered that these lodgings were offered at an extraordinarily low price.
Because the room is so awful, I should think.
Apparently, Mr. Natsume, I start like in Sherlock's voice and then realize it's Ryunosuke. Apparently, it's Mr. Natsume. Mr. Natsume only moved in here about 1 week ago. Yes, that's correct. However, I don't believe the low rent is explained by the shabby nature of the accommodation. Oh? Still, that is of little relevance here, a matter not worthy of further attention. Are you sure? I'm curious now. Well, I believe I told you all I can now. Thank you, Mr. Sholmes. Ah, yes, Mr. Naruhodo. Was it not your intention to become a practitioner of law? You remembered that, did you? Will you perhaps be offering your services in this very matter, I wonder, to the occupant of this room, Mr. Natsume, was it? I'm not sure. What do you mean, not sure? On what grounds? Well, I actually defended someone in court here only yesterday. Really? Well, then I congratulate you, sir, on an ambition realized, and so promptly, too. The thing is, it's really made me question things. Am I right to believe in my clients, to trust in their innocence? Yes. Trust. Mr. Sholmes? Mr. Natsume didn't do it, did he? My dear fellow. I haven't the first idea. Oh, but I thought that's why you were here. Didn't you come back to investigate? Oh, hello, Kazuma Asogi. It's you, my long-lost friend and partner. Back from the dead, are we? Ah, yes. That was indeed my initial intention. But there are simply too many fascinating books here. I couldn't possibly ignore them. Oh, I see. Nevertheless, there are two facts that I can state quite unequivocally. The man who fled the scene of the crime 2 days ago was the Japanese occupant of this room, and there are witnesses who swear to having seen the same man commit the crime. That is all I can say. Ah, and one more thing. Oh, what is it, Mr. Sholmes? Tell us. Look at Susato piping in. I cannot say with any certainty whether or not it is of relevance to this case, but I am quite sure that the retired army man who owns this property is hiding something. Mr. Garydep is... Mr. Sholmes said as much before, actually, didn't he? Anyway, at present that is really all that plays on my mind in relation to this case. Mr. Naruhodo, as yet our investigations have uncovered nothing that could help establish Mr. Natsume's innocence. No, you're right. Perhaps it's time we probed a little deeper into Mr. Garydep's secret. Just remember, I cannot be sure whether the landlord's secret will prove to be of relevance or not. But I wish you every success, of course, Mr. Naruhodo. All right. A busy man indeed. He's gone back to his book in the corner of the room. So, I guess he just disappeared, has he? I wanna keep going a little further and just figure out what is going on with Mr. Garydep. Well, maybe I'll just do a little bit longer. I feel like 2 hours is sometimes a little bit short. Sometimes it's not enough to explore like I'll do like another half hour or something, see where I get to. You pair again? Tell me, was the detective chap, I forgot his name, still hard at work down there? Mr. Herlock Sholmes? Ah, yes. Rings a vague bell. All that detective business isn't really my thing, I'm afraid. Well, Mr. Sholmes is in his element down there. Jolly good show. Does he really want to ask for another cup of tea? Another cup of tea, if you please, Joan. You never know what's going to happen. She might pour it all over you, won't she? Now then, for the umpteenth time, woman, will you watch what you're ballywell doing?
I shall be serving dinner shortly, sir. All right, light bright, reignite. Good to have you. And have a good rest of your day.
Ah, yes, of course. Frightfully rude of me, but I'm afraid I shall have to ask you to take your leave if you'd be so kind. Oh, yes, of course. We're deeply grateful for your... Oh, so we just leave now? Not at all, not at all. Don't get much chance to talk with young foreigners like yourselves. It's been a pleasure. Best of luck and all that. Perhaps you could see yourselves out? He's hiding something, isn't he? According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Gary Depp is hiding something, and since no other avenues of investigation seem open to us at the moment, perhaps we should do some digging. Oh, and he's just in here again, isn't he? What's he doing over there? Silly man. Mr. Sholmes. Aha! We meet again, my dear fellows. Good gracious. When did you sneak in here? Herlock Sholmes, sir, at your service.
Whatever were you doing over there by the window?
I am giving to watching the evening sky as the sun sets, madam. Yet, sadly, cheerful as the room downstairs undoubtedly is, it lacks an aperture for such observation. So I took the liberty of borrowing a small corner of space by the window up here. Well, keeping an eye to one's windows at dusk is the prudent thing to do in London, I'm gathering. Ah, and one other thing, Mr. Naruhodo.
Oh, me?
I thought perhaps you might be in need of a certain great detective's great mind. Wait, he's not talking about... Is he... I didn't expect to be... Oh, are we going to have a deduction? Do you mean Mr. Sholmes? Well, if that's the case, I have to wait for the ad break to end, don't I? We don't want to miss that. There's a mighty secret in this modest room. Okay. I'll wait for the ad to end to start the deduction. Here we go. There's a mighty secret in this modest room. My eyes see even the most trivial of trifles. I take it you're prepared, Mr. Naruhodo. I think so. There's just time enough for one of my greatly admired great deductions. Let us conclude the matter before dark. Ah, I like it. We can end on a great deduction then. That'd be very good. And also, I'm almost out of my static juice, so ad for homes.com. Homes more like homes.com. What a good thing to have an ad for, isn't it? But yeah. The beloved static, it's okay. I have like just water to refill, but it won't be static. But it means I can still stay hydrated, and that is what this is all about, isn't it? But I can very much recommend orange and mango cordial. It is delicious. I don't have a second cup of static, just water. Just water. Anyway, we're back from the ads. We're ready to deduce. Boom. Let's deduce. Oh, wait, Mr. Gary Depp? Though it would seem you are a military man of considerably distinguished service, Your standing as a landlord is most certainly not what one might call first rate. Oh, I thought I have like a great deduction with all the animations and stuff like that. Hmm? I'm afraid, sir, that it is all too clear to me. There are two conclusions I have been able to draw by careful observation of your living arrangements. I beg your pardon. The first is that even as we speak, you are concealing the presence of a ferocious beast in your care. What? And the second is that as a result of the beast's violent rampage, you've lost something very dear to you. Mr. Naruhodo, look. The old man's broken out in a cold sweat. Unbelievably, it seems Mr. Sholmes' conclusions are both spot on. How could you possibly? How could I possibly know? You mean to inquire? The answer couldn't be simpler, sir. For in the dense jungle of logic and reasoning, I am the king of beasts. And I know only too well that wild beasts are not easily tamed. So, shall we begin? Once again, Herlock Sholmes is proud to present his Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. All right, this is what I was looking forward for. The Great Deduction. The game is afoot. Topic 1. Nature of the Beast. Here we go. It certainly shouldn't take a great detective to see that a fearsome beast has been on the rampage of late within these four walls. Thus, we are faced with a question. What form might this beast take? For a man with military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Sweaty man. Your furtive glance at Mr. Garrideb leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Yes, though an army man, you appear unimposing at best. A fact that has fueled your admiration for the mighty lion, the king of beasts. What is this piffle, I ask you? In the end, your admiration became so great, in fact, that you had a living, breathing specimen shipped from India, which you tried to keep in this very house. I feel like he's a little bit off track here, my friend. Yet, living with such a wild beast proved more difficult than you had imagined. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well, yet, as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to, madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. For protruding from it is a handbill advertising as a circus show. Ah. Yes, you sought to dispose of this terrifying lion, Mr. Garrideb, at Batty's Circus, a traveling show currently sojourning in a nearby park. I have observed the tents. You sold the savage lion, sir, to the circus troupe. I most certainly did not. I believe I have made my point. The fearsome beast which ran amok in this room was an Indian lion. And a simple visit to the circus now will reveal the lion prancing jubilantly through a ring of fire. Sheesh. A rampaging Asian lion. Aftermath. Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Indeed, in that blithe pose, The distress his loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Veritably tangible indeed. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that supporting arm. Amid fits of tears, you let your beloved beast go. The strain of losing something so dear to you is clearly visible in your visage. Nonsense, man. I simply... But what we must now ask ourselves is the true cause of this pain. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Yes, it is this pile of bills that has given rise to the pain you suffer. Every envelope contains another demand for payment. For cartloads of meat, potatoes, wheat, and tea. Indeed, feeding your beloved has had a devastating impact on the financial circumstances of your household. And so you had no choice but to let it go. Yes, well, Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack.
Unimaginable.
The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I am not mistaken.
Oh, dearie me.
What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye has settled upon the answer very neatly indeed. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. There is no creature more dangerous on this earth than a beast with an unsatiated appetite. Was it, or was it not once said by a certain noblewoman, if they have no bread, let them eat cake? Food is as the heart of all tragedy, in fact.
Whatever do you mean?
Having tired of the taste of cake, the beast began to stalk its next prey. I'm sure I need not spell out the nature of this final act of destruction carried out by the beast. There's only one logical conclusion. Worked into a frenzy by hunger, the lion attacked and ate the carpet. The teeth marks in the carpet are a perfect match with those of a lion I once saw in India. Something seems amiss here. I am not sure about this deduction. This is all a little silly. This is all a little too silly for my taste. What lion eats cake? This is, just not the logic that my brain accepts. Thus concludes Sherlock Holmes' great deduction of this beastly puzzle. I'm not so sure. Oh, she's just going wild again with the tea. Sholmes is definitely smoking something in that pipe. What is the matter with you, Joan? You're pouring scalding hot tea all over me.
Oh, I'm sorry, Mr. Garrideb. I'm afraid I didn't notice.
My deductions can be startlingly sharp. It stands to reason that your cup runneth over. Indeed, my revelations can make people spill tears at times too.
Ooh.
Mr. Sholmes, sorry to butt in again, but could I make an observation? Why, certainly, Mr. Naruhodo. What is it again? Well, your deductions just now. Do you really think a lion could have fit inside a room of this size? Indeed, it is the only explanation for the facts. Terrifying truth all too often lies beyond the realms of common sense. But wouldn't it be an idea to consider what lies inside the realms of common sense as well? Maybe? But if an uncaged lion had run amok in this very room, surely Mr. Garrideb and his maid would have been hurt or worse. Ah, that's where you are stuck. No doubt, the former military man held his own against the beast using that large cannon. I thought you said that they sold the line to the circus. And what about the food? Meat and potatoes are one thing. But I don't believe I have ever heard of a line that drinks tea. Tea? And also he said that he eats cakes. That doesn't make sense. Ah, my dear Miss Susato, it occurs to me with some regularity that irrespective of race and breeding, wherever anyone lands on Great British soil, they are infused with a highly appropriate taste for afternoon tea. I'm afraid to say that I'm not a big fan of tea. I'm a coffee man myself, through and through. Oh, what a glorious notion. Well then, Mr. Naruhodo, it's your turn to shine again. Yes, come on. Now, let's beat that Sholmes. We're better than him. I had a feeling that was coming. A slight massage. That's all Mr. Sholmes' deductions need. You can do it. Excellent. I've been waiting for my trusty partner in deduction to step forward, Mr. Naruhodo. There's references in the game of Sholmes doing stuff that he shouldn't be doing. Yee! We don't even know yet whether or not this is going to help with Mr. Natsume's case. Still, uncovering the truth is always worthwhile, whatever the motivation. Yes. At least that's what I want to believe. Yes. Let us start again, from the beginning, of Sherlock Holmes's Logic and Reasoning Spectacular. Okay, we can do this. Course correction. Hold it, Mr. Sholmes. Nature of the beast. Okay. All right. Fearsome beast on the rampage. Thus we are faced with the question, what form might this beast take? Okay. For a man with a military breeding, your eyes are uncommonly candid. Forgot how this works. Your furtive glance, Mr. Garydeb, leads us directly to the answer. The true nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that lion statue. Okay, here we can... I really didn't see the lion thing coming. No, but if you observe Mr. Garydeb's reaction, it rather seems as though some beast did indeed run amok here in this room. Yes, something with a very fierce nature. But it couldn't have been a lion transported from India. So what was it then? We must follow Mr. Garydeb's gaze. That would lead us to the true answer. Ah! Here, what's behind here, maybe? Ooh. What is this photograph? It appears to be from Mr. Garydeb's wedding. Looks very happy, doesn't he? It does, but you can't make out his bride. Now how unfortunate. Something must have struck the glass directly over the woman's face. I wonder what happened. Probably best not to delve too deep here. All right, everyone. I think let's listen to Kitchen and change the subject of that. Let's talk about what's going on here in the picture. Not about the medicine. Anyway, nature has run rampant here. What has really caused damage in the room? Wait, can I see this in the picture? What did it? So you can see that. I think powerful would be kinder than plump, Mr. Naruhodo. Yes, she certainly looks that. There's a lot of horsepower. Not someone you want to upset, that's for sure. Oh look, have you noticed her wedding ring? It's very large, isn't it? Yes, that's an unusual design. It looks like some sort of embellished sunflower. Okay. What caused the damage in this room? How am I supposed to know that from this picture? Oh. Okay, we had the picture. What caused the damage in this room? These are shells from the cannon, and what a strange place to keep them. I imagine they have some significance to Mr. Garrett from his time in the army. He mentioned a battle to us before, didn't he? Do you remember? He said that he'd been shot in the knee. Perhaps it was one of these that hit him. And this man has spent shells. Perhaps it's customary to display, well, rubbish on the mantelpiece. That's not rubbish. That's not very nice. Okay. What really caused the damage in this room? Where else can I look? Would it have been... Maybe it is indeed the wife. Maybe this is... Could it be just the bride?
Take that!
The nature of... I guess it is. It is the bride. The nature of the beast that has run rampant here is revealed by that newlywed bride. Precisely, Mr. Naruhodo. No other explanation could possibly fit. Yes. This framed print pictures your wife, Mr. Garrideb. And while we lament the fact that her face is obscured, we can still make out her mighty arms and note the considerable horsepower they must contain. Indeed, surely any woman of such powerful constitution would be honored to be described as a beast. Honored might be stretching a point. Too late. The fact remains that the beast which so clearly savaged this room was your wife, Mr. Garrett. Oh. The chilling traces of a wild rampage are still very much in evidence. Well. Yet as we look around, the beast in question fails to present itself. Where could this angry creature have disappeared to? Madam? Me? I pray you do not consider me unchivalrous, but it's plain to me with one glance in your direction. It is? Your dress pocket gives us hands... Oh, okay. So it's not the dress pocket. The poor, fragile, defenseless woman is beside herself. Well, I don't know about fragile. I have to rehydrate, but with water. No more static for me. Oh dear. Anyway, Mr. Sholmes is quite right. There's no sign of a Mrs. Garrideb anywhere. But it seems there may be a clue as to her whereabouts. A clue that this maid is trying to hide. I wonder where Mr. Garrideb's wife could be. Okay. Oh. What do we have here? She's wearing a very large ring. Look. Suspicious. A sunflower design. Oh, where have I heard that before? With some rather nice embellishments. And it's on the ring finger of her left hand. Which means... It's implied they are crouching. What? Crouching lion, hidden ring finger? It's surely a wedding ring. It looks like it's on there for life, too. I can't imagine it would slide off a finger. That's Ryunosuke. Come on, keep your tongue. Be nice now. That's something to think, Naruhodo, not to say. Yes, good. Susato is keeping him in check. Do you know Mr. Garrideb's wife in the photograph had a ring very much like this one? It was a large sunflower design as well. Really? You have a great memory for these things. A large sunflower wedding ring. It's quite a coincidence that they have the same ring, isn't it? Quite a coincidence indeed. Well, we shall present it.
Take that!
Take that, you! Your wedding ring gives us a handsome clue as to the beast's current whereabouts. Indeed, it does. That flowery band gleaming on your finger gives you away. For it is identical to the one shown on the hand of Mr. Garrideb's bride in his photographic print. In other words, you are no ordinary household maid. Ah. No. You are Mr. Garrideb's lucky bride. You are Mrs. Garrideb herself.
Oh, my word.
Well, jolly fine detecting, sir. As you rightly surmised, this is my wife. Yes, my Joan. Rather lets herself go, you might say, but she was a... It would appear that you don't live in the most comfortable of circumstances. After all, you are a retired army man, yet you are in the business of renting out rooms. I would assume, therefore, you have insufficient means to employ a maid. Would that be correct? It's not right, I tell you. I was 2nd Lieutenant of the 3rd Regiment. A man has his pride, don't you know? My golly, it's a sorry thing when a chap can't even afford to have a single maid in his employ. Yes, it's very sad indeed, isn't it? Yes, here in London one is rather judged. A household cannot be considered worthy of society if it employs no staff at all. Though, in my considered opinion, such concerns about appearances are folly. I agree. You mean Mr. Garrideb has his wife work as his maid? Precisely. Am I right, Mr. Garrideb? Only in company, obviously. But listen here, this must remain a secret. Tip top secret. Please? Ah, we've solved it. The raging wife of Mr. Garrideb. Carpet gnawed on by the starving lion. Now that's the other question. Why did she gnaw on the carpet? Now, Mr. Garrideb, it is plainly clear that you still have deep feelings for this formidable beast. Formidable indeed. Indeed, in that blithe pose, the distress this loss has caused you is veritably tangible. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. And you're feeling a supporting arm. Mr. Sholmes is quite something. He's still calling Mr. Garrideb's wife a beast. Yes, as a woman, that feels rather uncomfortable. But Mr. Garrideb is standing beside her husband as we speak. In other words, he hasn't lost his beloved at all, has he? Oh, how true. So perhaps that supporting arm that seems to be propping up his head has some other significance then. According to Mr. Sholmes, Mr. Garrideb's pain is tangible, though. What could that pose of his really signify? See, this is the moment where I would normally just twirl my moustache. Oh, what do we have here? A slapped cheek. Oh my, look at that bright red mark. Gosh, that's quite something, and clearly made by somebody's hand. Holy shit. I mean, that would have been quite... And also, if the fingers are like this... Wait, no, they're like this. That means she slapped him from behind. Like that. That is just some domestic violence right there, man. I've never seen such a clearly defined mark. Whoever could have done such a thing? His thumb mark on the chin. Yeah, fucking hell. Wait, on the chin? What kind of hand is that? Oh, is that... Do you think it's the backhand? Because it has to be like this, right? If the thumb is at the bottom... No, I'm confused. Or like that. Strange. Anyway. Limited number of candidates. Okay, well, yeah.
Take that!
Maybe calling her a beast is fitting. Yeah, that's actually right. If she's been slapping him at home. Your head weighs heavy on your shoulders. The pain you feel being revealed by that slapped cheek. that. Ouch. And of course, the deliverer of that impressive mark on your cheek that refuses to fade was you, Madam Joan Gary Deb.
She's like, well, yes. Oh, oopsie.
You have been desperate to hide the slap mark on your cheek, sir. How the blazes? How did you work that out, man? Nothing escapes the notice of one trained in the art of observation, my dear fella. That's why you haven't looked directly at us even once. To keep your other side from view. Well, Now, let us proceed to the next conundrum. Why were you subjected to such a violent slap? Ooh, I mean, there's no excuse for violence. Okay? But, in other words, we must ask ourselves what caused Madame Gerida to fly into a rage. And we need only follow the direction of your gaze to find the answer. Is it the bills? Yes, it is the pile of bills. Well, we seem to be disagreeing with that. Did Mr. Sholmes say that the bills were all for lion fodder? Yes, but now we've established that the lion never existed, which can only mean that the thing responsible for gobbling up all that food was Mr. Garadeb's wife. Mr. Naruhodo, she's a person, not a thing. Rude. Yes, well, she's also a person who gave her husband a mighty slap around the face. Yeah, I mean, domestic violence is not only man on woman. It can happen the other way around as well, Gosh, yeah. There's actually this really bad documentary on Netflix about that, which, God, is really hard to watch. Anyway, she's also a person who gave her... Yeah, there we go. One so hard that if it left a perfect hand mark, in fact. Yes. Why would a woman want to hit her husband with such force, I wonder? I'd love to... Unless he did something very bad, maybe. But it still doesn't excuse the violence. I'd love to know the answer to that question. Okay. Oh. What is this? What is this? Someone must be reading this book at the moment. There's a bookmark here. Look. Mr. Garadeb is clearly an avid reader. Oh, wait a minute. I don't think this is a bookmark. Oh no, so it isn't. It's a note written in a woman's hand.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
And look next to the signature here. Lip marks made with lipstick. Oh, what a passionate and romantic gesture. Don't get any ideas, Susato-san. Oh dear. I'm sorry. So this bookmark is actually a love note then. Our dear old Garidep has been dipping his dep into things he shouldn't be dipping. Anyway. Yes, it is this pile of bills. No, okay, so this is our piece of evidence. silly Garideb. Yes, it is this love note that has given rise to the pain you suffer.
Oh, James, I love you. Yours, Mary.
Passionate indeed. Perhaps the sender of this note to certain Miss Mary is the fly in the ointment here. Ah! But I don't know the bally woman. You don't know her. So maybe he hasn't dipped the things into things that he shouldn't be dipping. That note wasn't written to me. It was just in the book. I don't know how it got there. Oh, it was just in there, you say? That's right, that's what I've been saying.
A likely story.
Now listen here, Joan, old thing. I explained at the time. I bought the book at that second-hand place, and that note must have already been in there. So the previous owner of the book was using the note as a bookmark. That's right, that's what I've been... Oh, gosh. He must have so many burn marks on him. For heaven's sake, woman, look at the name. It's written to James. My name, in case you'd forgotten, is John. Oh, God. A likely story. Are you questioning my name now? And there we have it. Oh gosh, we just witnessed. Arouse the suspicions of the female heart and you unleash a beast with a most ferocious bite. Ugh. Now, in a final fit of rage, the ferocious beast carried out one last unimaginable attack. Unimaginable? Right, now we have to find out what happened with the frickin' carpet. Oh, there's a candle there, though. Maybe it was burnt. The aftermath of which can be clearly seen by observing the carpet over there. A very expensive woolen carpet, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, dearie me. What could have caused such a destructive outburst? This time, madam, I'm afraid it is you who has inadvertently revealed the truth to me. Your wandering eye settling upon the answer very neatly indeed. So it's not the cake, is it? Dice, we need only look at the Tower of Cakes. No, not the Tower of Cakes. It must be something else. Didn't eat Mr. No, of course not. But there doesn't seem to be any doubt that the state of disarray that this room is in is a result of her wild temper? No, that's true. So this is the last part of Mr. Shom's deduction that we need to fix. We need only to follow Mrs. Garridep's gaze, and that will tell us the real answer. All right, let's see what we can see. Yes, we are in the last bit of it. We're on the home stretch. Well, what is here? We have the circus handbill. Isn't ever a handbill for the circus? Batty Circus. Isn't this the same as the one we saw earlier? The one that was folded up in Mrs. Garridep's pocket. Perhaps they're very great circus lovers. It couldn't be that the Hungry Lion is somehow involved again here, could it? Oh dear, I do hope not. No. See, didn't I just say there was a candle on the floor? And we see here, the candle is missing. This looks like a very old candlestick and the base looks too small. Surely it's very unstable. Looks to me like even the slightest knock would make it topple over. Oh dear, that would be dangerous. Wait, take a closer look at this. There's one candle missing. Yes, I didn't notice that before. Why is that, I wonder? Why is one candle of 3 missing from its holder? Wait, do I also look at this? Which is the one that the carpet has been ripped to shreds? Okay, now I'm just looking at the... Oh, look here, what is it? If you look closely at it, you can see scorch marks. Oh yes, so you can. In that case, perhaps the carpet wasn't eaten in the normal sense at all. Yes, so we present our little... But I thought I can present the candle here, but I cannot look at that. So it's just the candlestick we present.
Take that!
Take that! Figured it out. Yeah. How do I... Pointing. Got it. Yes, to explain the dire state of the carpet, we need only look at the candlestick. I take you to the candlestick. I figure out what is big. No, I didn't do that right. Most illuminating, my dear fellow, and of course the only possible way out of this logical labyrinth. Yes, the remnants of a ferocious attack in which the carpet was devoured are clearly visible. There is the candlestick. Indeed, there they are. The scorch marks at the edge clearly give the truth away. Scorch marks? It would appear that this room was the scene of a little marital altercation. Woo! Mrs. Garridep's mighty arm muscles left an impression not only on her husband's face, but on the entire room. The force of her strike caused a candle to fall from the hold. Sounds like she has like some godly powers or something. And they just like flew away in some way. And in seconds, the carpet was alight and the whole corner of the room in flames. Yes, Thunder wave she cast indeed. For the most ferocious beast in this world is neither a violent lion nor a vengeful woman, but fire. Oh, very wise, Mr. Holmes. And in this room, that ferocious beast bared its claws and ran amok. Eloquently put, my dear fellow. As you see, there is but one conclusion here. Oh, look at them. After the sparks of marital discord flew, this room was the scene of a fire. Oh. Mr. Sholmes, sir. I salute you. Oh gosh, he's falling over.
Oh, she caught him. How very sweet. Ah.
Carpet scorched by a small fire. Solved. Oh dear, we've got an ad break coming in, and I can't even snooze it. But we finished the deduction. We finished it. Elementary. Ah, that is very good indeed. It's these dashed long winter nights, nothing to do but in front of the fire. Luckily, there's a jolly good second-hand bookshop just around the corner. But all my novels there. And in the pages of one particular novel, you discovered some rather illicit material.
Which your wife admonished you harshly, it seems.
Don't know about admonished. Demolished might be rather closer to the mark. And beast. It must. Oh gosh.
She's still mad at him. He didn't even do anything.
Here we go again. And the carpet, was that destroyed by fire when a candle fell on the floor? Afraid to say it was. Happened in the blink of an eye, you know. Whole place filled with smoke. Couldn't see a bally thing. I was caught between the old stick's rage and the raging flames. You paint a torrid picture, sir. One that would have been most entertaining. That's sympathy for you. Didn't take long for the fire to spread, of course. The bally furniture started going up as well. We've had to hide the mess behind that screen for the time being. Over here, Mr. Gary Deb? Oh, there's the ad that came in. You have nothing more to hide now, if you'll allow me. Had all my favorite novels in that case. But as soon as the fire got hold of them, that was it. Whoosh! Up in smoke. Gosh. Oh, we've had the ad come in. Then the wife started hurling things at me. What a terrible sight it must have been. It's terrifying, isn't it? There was I, back up against the window under heavy enemy fire. Incendiary books, incoming 10 to the dozen. Worst of it is I lost my favorite, book called The Lion's Pride. The Lion's Pride? Ah yes, your notorious love of big cats coming through again. I assure you, the title didn't influence my choice in the slightest. So the poor man really did lose something dear to him as a result of the ferocious beast's rampage. Right, so we solved this, but this has absolutely nothing to do with Soseki's case, doesn't it? Can only be described as a great British wonder. I tell you, it was total carnage, flames everywhere, and the old stick in the out of interest. Ah, okay, what time of day was that? Okay, see, this is where it kind of... Not sure I can remember. It was 2 days ago now. Let's see. Around 5 o'clock, I think. So at exactly the same time as a terrifying incident was unfolding outside your window on the street below. Even more terrifying on the inside, I can assure you. The whole of Blighty could have been flattened outside my window at that moment, and I wouldn't have noticed a dashed thing. Right. Oh, really? So... Wait, but are they witnesses? Are they witnesses? Because then they can't be witnesses, right? Mr. Sholmes? Yes, Mr. Naruhodo? What can I do for you? Well, I think we've got to the bottom of Mr. Gary Depp's situation now. But what does it have to do with Mr. Natsume's circumstances? I can't help you there, I'm afraid. What? My dear fellow, if you recall, I did say as much from the outset. I warned you that although I knew the retired army man to be hiding something, I could not be sure whether his secret would prove to be of relevance or not. I just knew you were going to say that. No! Now, Mr. Naruhodo, you mustn't lose heart. Bear in mind that all things fall into one of only two categories. Those relevant to the case and those not. That makes no sense to me. Well, no matter. It is of far greater importance that you make up your mind now. Thanks for the follow, Vicky Ja1. Sorry? Visiting hours at the prison will soon be over. Oh no. Is it that time already? Okay. If we are to accept Mr. Natsume's case, we have official paperwork to attend to. Okay, this seems like... So that's it, no more time to think. Perhaps you'd like to betake yourselves to bidding us farewell now? I must prepare supper for Mr. Garideb. Oh yes, I'm so sorry. Okay, so this is... Thank you very much for your time. Soseki-San will be waiting for us. So this... And I'm going to have to give him an answer. Okay, this seems like a good place to finish today's stream. Gosh, how exciting it was. Let's make myself big here. Wow. I wanted to get towards something. I think at the 2-hour mark, we were just like walking around back and forth a little bit and looking a bit here, looking a bit there. But I'm glad we actually solved something big, something of importance. Balloons for that. Balloons for solving the deductions. Thumbs up. And the thingings. Confetti.
Confetti. We like confetti.
And fireworks. Just because, although I should reserve the fireworks actually for when we really solve something big. But, no, very good. Thank you very much for joining me on this number, 12 already of Great Ace Attorney. And I shall next time remember to update the stream details. Silly me. Yes, thank you everyone for joining and for joining in the fun. So many lovely people. Of course, what do we have? Akami Floss, Very Weird Creature, Barry Winkles, Aim listens to Nifty, Stillia Bacon Mutt, and Eminem. Aim listens to Barry Winkles, Baloroth 3139, Kazuma Asogi, Lou Blues, Kuz Marshall, Barrack's Wife, we have Poggy Pocket as well, Mikonox. Thanks for the cheers, Aim listens to Chrysanthemo. We have so many lovely people, and we've got maybe a couple of lurkers as well who are also most welcome. And Barrack's Footstool, you silly one. Afterglow, Ampharos. Soseki Emote Rules, Soseki by Lunatic. I remembered exactly who did that beautiful animation as well. Thank you ever so much for all your enthusiasm and joy and sticking with me over the last 3 hours and also like last 2 months now or something that I've been doing this, I think. And it's been really good fun. It's been really good fun, and I enjoyed I look forward to continuing. I think this week my schedule will be a bit all over the place, and shall also be maybe over the next few weeks, frankly. I should be able to do next Sunday again, but the week schedule might be a little bit different. It might be like Tuesday and Friday, or just Tuesday or just Friday or something. I'll have to see how I'll do that. Just a few like Christmas parties coming up and things like that. And then of course there's Christmas itself, so I'll have to see how I'll manage it. But I think I should be able to do next Sunday again as well. And then I'll announce the other ones on my Blue Sky or the Tweetster. That's still kind of a little bit in action. But follow me on Blue Sky if you're on Blue Sky. I wanna try and make the move over and not do so much on the Weird X. But a lot of people still follow me on there, so it feels a little bit difficult to let it all go. Let it go, let it go. Can't hold me back anymore. And what else? What else? That's pretty much it. But it's been lovely to have you today, and I will see y'all when I will see you all. Rogue Jelly 2 also there. Thank you for being here, and I bid you all a lovely rest of your Sunday. A good day, good evening, and good night, whatever it is you be doing. Yes, I shall disappear now, like a ghost, as I always do. Goodbye.